Namaste. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. Welcome to our morning practice. As always, please practice in accordance to your conditions. Please respect your limitations. If you feel comfortable to do the variations, I invite you to go ahead if you're familiar with them. Otherwise, please remember that the practice is an offering. And so you want to practice in a way that will deliver the best experience, because all beings are feeling this through you, experiencing this through you. So be mindful, be conscious when you practice. On that note, let's begin. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need can be found within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine becoming one with all beings. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And then God, you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for liberation from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We'll do the mantra for purification 3 times to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you don't know it, just pretend you're singing through the voice of the Guru. You derive all the benefits as though you're chanting it perfectly. If you know it, try to do each one in a single breath and do it with volume and conviction so it can be heard by both the inner bodies, the subtle bodies within, and all around us. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Ji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Ji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Ji. So now let's do Kapalabhati breathing in order to just generate some heat to stimulate the Manipura chakra, the navel chakra, and to also oxygenate the blood and to aerate the lungs. 1 exhale per second. Don't worry about the inhale. Happens as a result of the pressure built up by the exhale. So you're imagining you're throwing the belly button against the spine. Just imagine the action of hitting a drum with a baton. So you're just trying to really push the navel towards the belly button towards the front of the spine. Throw it all the air. And then we'll do a breath retention after that. During the breath retention, contract the root muscles, lift the pelvic floor up towards the navel, push it all the way up and in against the back wall of the body as though you're trying to get it behind the rib basket. And then you apply the throats and root locks to the throat lock. As you inhale, you raise mid-chest so that when you bring your chin down, you don't touch the back stays straight, the tongue to the roof mouth behind the teeth. For the root, so the root lock I already explained, so the throat lock, your attentions, and the root lock, your attentions also is at the third eye, between the space between the third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Okay, so let's begin. Breathe out completely, empty the lungs. When you're ready, begin. in Yanama Mudra. Second finger and thumb connected, other finger straight on the knees. So as not to dissipate the energy. Exhale, push out all the air from the lungs. Take a deep breath in. Raise the chest, inflate the lungs. Now hold the breath. Apply the throat and a root log, third eye attention. Don't lift the shoulders, lift the chest. Contract the buttocks. Pull the belly button against the front of the spine. Hollow out the area underneath your basket. And slowly exhale. From the solar plexus, source of your inner power, inhale power up to the crown. Leave it there. Exhale back to the solar plexus. Again, from the solar plexus to the crown, inhale. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Draw, leave the power up there, draw, come back to the solar plexus so you can draw up more power still. Again, inhale. Breath attention again. Apply the throat and root log, third eye attention. Everything stops, all the mind fluctuations of body movements, even the emotions as though they're frozen. Imagine all the power that you put up there is now being circulated to all beings everywhere. Just like the sun that shines down equally in everything. Exhale slowly. Notice state of the body and the mind and emotions. Have no expectations as what you should observe. Have no judgment as to what you observe. Be just like the witness watching it all. And we'll do one more round. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, empty the lungs completely. And inhale part way. Begin again. More. Exhale, push out all the air from the lungs. From the solar plexus, inhale power up to this crown again. Leave it all there. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Inhale and exhale fully. Inhale fully. Exhale, push all the air out of the lungs. Exhale fully. And one more time. Inhale up to the crown. Bring all the power from the solar plexus up there. Hold now. Everything stops. All the mind fluctuations. Watch the activity without any concern as to what is happening there. Be unaffected, undisturbed, always. breath. Let go of all the blocks. Again, observe the state of the body, the mind, and emotions. And continue to have that curiosity of the observer throughout the practice. Watch everything without any expectation or without any attachment to the results of the practice. The fruits, renounce them all. Do the practice simply because it must be done as a divine gift to all beings. So on that note, let's begin. Let's come to standing. So starting off with some warm-ups to prepare the body for the practice. To swing from one side to the other. Now the arms hit the body like heavy ropes. Hard to see all the way around you. Good. And now move faster, shake up the joints. I'll try to find all the directions. And start to slow it down. Bring the hands onto the hips. Circle ahead. Large circles as possible. The ears touching the shoulders. The chin to the chest. The back of the head to the top of the back. And then go in the opposite direction. Feels a very heavy rolling from one. It's rolling all the way around the neck. And now from here, left foot forward, right arm circles backwards. Make it so you're winding up to throw a ball. Always, you can support your shoulder with the left hand if you have any shoulder issues. You also turn your body along the arm, go the opposite way now. Now the right foot in front, left arm goes back to start. You have to move the joints in every way possible to keep the body in a state of radiant health. And go forward. As Dharma Ji says, keep moving or you end up in big trouble. Now from here, take hold of the opposite elbows over the head and then bend to your left. Bounce a few times, try to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. You can go the other way. Try not to hunch forward. Look past your elbow. And try not to make wrinkles in the waist. The underside of the body, go to the left again. And then go to the other side. And come back, go in little circles now over the head. Head, neck, and shoulders mostly moving front first. But then maybe try to largen the circles. Add in the chest and the upper back. And if you feel apt to do so, you can circle a whole trunk. Use momentum of the downswing to carry you through the circle smoothly. And then come all the way back up. Go in the opposite direction, starting with little circles again. Over the head. And then progressively getting larger with the circles. Trying to feel a pull in the waist and side body. And then finally, if you feel again comfortable to do so, make like a windmill. Trace a large circle in front of the body. And then come all the way back up. And then release. Shake out the wrists, move the fingers very, very rapidly. All the joints shaken vigorously, the wrists and the fingers. And up and down, trying to touch the fingers to the backs of the wrists and the insides of the wrists. The next one, arms out to the side, swing the right leg back and forth like a big pendulum. Feel free to bring the left hand to the wall if you need. Try to get the knee to the shoulder. Lean forward as the leg comes up. Arch the back as the leg swings back. And then the other leg now. At any moment, maybe the toes will come right to the head. And then conclude. Bring the feet together, the arms by sides of the body. Now we're going to rise up off the heels. Inhale, 2, 3. Come up off the heels, hands over the head. Exhale, 2, 3. And down, 2, 3. Push into reach your toes as you come up. 2, 3. Lift the palms up. Touching one another. Exhale, 2, 3. And down, 2, 3. Whatever happens, remain unconcerned, unbothered. And come up, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. And down, 2, 3. One more time. Feel the arms floating all by themselves up, floating up as though they're weightless. Come all the way up. And exhale, 2, 3. And down, 2, 3. Arms by sides, body, chin on the chest. Stay in this mindset of humility throughout the practice. Do the practice simply because it must be done as a divine act of love towards all beings everywhere. And then, let's continue. Surya Namaskara. Bring the hands to the heart, come to the front of the mat. Imagine being infused by the light and the warmth of the sun, which are representative of the wisdom and the love of God. Infuse yourself with it and send it out to all beings again. So imagine we're all together physically moving like a school of fish. Raise your arms up overhead, arch back. Fold the body down. Chest on the thighs, hands to the ground. Right foot back, lower than the knee, drop down to the seat. Come into the high plank, lower the knees down, the seat all the way back behind the heels. Glide forward between your arms, flush the nose to the ground as you come forward. And then peel the chest up off the mat, take the head back. Again, 2 more times. Bring the seat back, come forward. Tug at the floor with your arms as though you're trying to pull the floor towards you. This might help you propel your body forward, more power and ease. 1 more time, take the seat back, glide forward. Curve the spine, arch the back. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat, allow the head to come down below the arms. And right foot steps forward to the hands, drop down to the seat. Feet come together, Uttanasana, chest and the thighs, head down. Come right to stand and reach up and engage the buttocks and the upper back muscles. Hands back to the heart. Come all the way up and back. And fold the body down in half. All the movements reflective of devotion, reflect devotion. Surrender to the highest self. Knees down and the seat all the way back. Come forward again, between your arms. 3 times blessed. Remember, those can imitate the forms. Copy the teacher, in this case, whatever you're representing, come forward. Imagine having that boundless range of motion like the serpent. And being regal and wise like the snake. Tap into all the divine qualities of that which you're representing. We're all divine manifestations of God. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat. The chest comes down towards the ground. And then the left foot steps forward. Push the seat all the way forward towards front heel if you can. And then feet together, chest on the thighs again, head down. Come all the way up to standing, arch the back. Come back home, hands to the heart. Raise your arms up, be the witness, watch the body moving all by itself. Watch the mind reactions and emotions of any judgment again. Be undisturbed, right foot back. Just see a thing with the eyes of God, with unconditional love. The knees, chest, forehead down this time. Come right into upward facing dog. Lift the knees and hips up off the ground. Bend the toes under, pulse a few times. Try to get your shoulders back, the nose up, look like a dog howling at the moon. And then back. Lift the seat. And here, work the pose again. Belly comes towards the thighs. Soften the line in the back. Look like a dog stretching its back. And exhibit the loyalty of the dog to his master through this pose. Good. Now, from here, the right foot steps forward to the hands. Back knee down, sink down to the seat. Feet come together, Uttanasana, chest again on the thighs, head comes down towards the feet. Come right to standing, reach up and back. And come back home, hands to the heart. Go up. Go to your limit. And fold the body down, Uttanasana. Left foot back. Always, of course, approach the practice in a mindful way so you don't go to a place of pain or suffering or distress. Knees, chest, forehead down. Right into upward facing dog. All pains are feeling this through you, especially God who is within. So you don't want to hurt yourself because that hurts the divine, that hurts divinity within. Again, upward facing dog. As you bend the toes under, again, pulse. Imagine trying to fold the body in half at the tops of the legs is where the hinge is. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana again. This helps to open up the shoulders. You try to get your head way down below the arms. If you're very flexible, maybe the forehead, nose, maybe the chin comes down without bending your arms. Now, the left foot steps forward. Drop down to the seat. Feet together, Uttanasana. Push the body into your legs, head down. Come up again. And back home, hands to the heart. Go up and back. Every posture an offering. Uttanasana. Going down the right foot back. Keep the back knee up this time. Keep the back leg strong. And into the high plank. From here you can do Ashtanga Namaskar. If you feel stronger, bring the seat all the way back. So drop in the knees or hips to the ground. Right into upward facing dog. You have to pull the elbows into the sides of the body. Push into the roots of your toes and the hands. Upward facing dog. Immediately back into downward facing dog. Right leg up. Pay equal attention to each form. Revere all forms equally. The right foot steps in the hands, back leg again, stay strong and charge. Keep the back knee lifted. And then bring the left foot in to meet the right, Uttanasana. Come right up to standing, reach up over the head. And return home. Always coming back to the source of divine love. Go up and back. And go forward. Uttanasana. Left foot back. Back leg stays strong and engaged. Back into the high plank. Again, Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, forehead down, or bring the seat back. Try to come through without touching your hips and your knees to the ground. No legs on the ground. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Make like a shapeshifter, move between the forms effortlessly. Raise the left leg up, Ekapada, and step the foot between the hands. Softly. Move the shoulders over the fingertips so the foot doesn't land on the big heavy thud. And the feet together, Uttanasana. Come up to standing, arch back. Hands back to the heart. Adding on now. Raise your arms up, hips forward. Stretch from the whole front of the body. Fold forward, bend your knees. Land your belly on your thighs, join your hands behind the back, and use your body to push your legs all the way back. The hands come over the shoulders. Now just hold your breath, bring your right foot back, lower the knee down, right into Kapyasana. Raise your arms up over the head, arch back, lean away from the leg, and then right back down again. From here, swing the left leg all the way up and back, Ekapada Adho Mukha Savasana. Proceeding on to another variation if you like. Shoulders over the fingertips and lower the chest down first if you can. Pull the elbows into the sides of the body. Push through with your toes, lower your chest down. Of course, you can lower the knee down at the same time. Or modify, knees, chest, forehead to the ground. Upward facing dog. Right back into downward facing dog. Move according to your level of experience. The right leg comes up and step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. All the way up with the arms. Reach back. And then break the pose. Bring the belly forward onto your thighs, swing your hands back without touching your hands to the ground if you possibly can. Bring the left foot in to meet the right. Uttanasana. Come all the way up. Reach up and over. Back home, hands to the heart. Whatever happens is perfect. Just go to place, go to the extent of your practice that you can. Bend your knees, land your belly on your thighs, join your hands behind your back, pull them right over your shoulders if you can. Hold your breath, keep your weight on the right leg so the left foot goes back. Back knee down. With practice, with determination, you will arrive to where you want to be. Bring the hands down, swing the right leg all the way up and back. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward into your high plank, shoulders over the fingertips. Again, come forward or down. The chest comes down towards the ground. Maybe the right knee comes down at the same time if you need to. Again, upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. And step the foot between the hands, ever so softly. Back knee down. Drop down to the seat. Reach up and back. Stretch. And then come forward again, belly on your thighs, swing your hands behind the back. Hold your breath, the right foot comes in right beside your left. Uttanasana, balance the legs, adjust your humility. Come right up to standing, reach up over the head. Come back home. One more like that. A little bit faster. Reach up and back, connect the movement seamlessly. We're doing a divine dance of love. Chest on the thighs, hands over the head. Then the right foot back, back knee down, reach up into Kapyasana, push the roots of your toes, send the hands back, and then right back down. Hands down, entrance of your choice into upward facing dog with Anchi, so you can bring the left leg up if you like. Come forward, shoulders over the fingertips, lower your chest down, right through into upward facing dog. And right back into the Adho Mukha Svanasana. The right foot up. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat, reach up and back. And come forward. You have to picture yourself in a practice you're trying to attain. Left foot comes in to meet the right, Uttanasana. Use as motivation. See yourself in the image of your teacher back home. And then you try to merge the teacher, and then the teacher imparts all the knowledge to you psychically. Bend your knees, push your belly into your thighs, send your hands over the back. Left foot back. It helps if you show enthusiasm. So the teacher is always inclined to share more knowledge with the enthusiastic students. And come right back down, hands down. Swing the right leg all the way up and back. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Shoulders come over the fingertips. Lower your chest down first. Elbows come into the side of your body. Right into upward facing dog. Roll back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg comes up. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. Radiate your inner light like the crescent moon. Lean away from the leg, arch the back. And then come forward again. Belly on your thighs, swing your hands behind the back. The right foot to the left. Uttanasana. Come right up to standing. All the movements reflect devotion, surrender to God, to divine service, and humility, renouncing all the fruits. Land the hands back to the heart. Take pause here for a moment. From the heart, the source of love, inhale the love up to the crown. Hold the breath. Imagine the love going out to all beings everywhere, just like the sun that shines down on everything equally. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine love towards all. And release. So we're going to try a balancing sequence now. Move through the forms like your shapeshifter, moving through the forms effortlessly. Just see yourself flowing through the postures without effort. Perhaps that will translate. If it doesn't, remain again undisturbed. So you're taking a right heel and bring a leg out. Ballet pose. Push out through the base of the toes. Again, you can look up. Try to have your toes and fingers on the same line. Whoops. So if you, maybe at the height of the shoulders, if you're more flexible, bring a foot up higher. Okay, I have no balance today. So be unconcerned, just do your best. It's the effort that's most important, not the result. Lean a little bit to your left. And now, if you can, hold the breath. Keep the leg muscles engaged. When you let go of the foot, try not to drop the foot. And now lower the leg down slowly without touching your foot to the ground, right into the gliding eagle. Bend your left knee, land your belly on your thigh, sweep your arms out to the side like the graceful, magnificent eagle that's diving down from a great height at great speed. Try to get your right foot up higher than the rest of the body. Good. Now bring the left hand down to the ground, at least 14 or 16 inches in front of your left foot. Open up to the right, Adho Chandrasana. Turn your chest to the right fully. Try to get your shoulders and your hips one on top of the other. Now bring the right hand back down. Bring the left hand to the foot, the ankle, the index finger just along the outside of the heel. And then bit by bit, you can try to move the right hand in a little bit more. Maybe right on the foot, the belly again on the thigh. Look past the toes, try to get your right foot up higher. And from here, bring the right foot back down and come back up. Take a moment to just visualize yourself moving through the poses without any effort. Perhaps it'll translate in your movements. Now anchor down through the right foot. We'll try again. Take hold of the heel, the thumb behind the left heel this time. And bring the leg up. If you're having trouble balancing, stand against the wall if you like, or place a right hand on the wall. Do whatever you need to find the steadiness. Good. Now from here, hold the breath so you can let go of the foot slowly, not too fast, so the foot doesn't just drop. And bring the left foot down. Hinge at the hips, come forward, gliding eagle. Dive down, the head above the height of the knee, arms out to the side, the left foot comes up way high. Point the toes to make it look pretty. Don't break the line of energy. And now bring the right hand down, stay in the fingertips. If you need to, you can always come down on your knees. This is inaccessible, or place your hands on a block. If you have a block, turn to your left, left leg goes up. Stretch. Try to get the left hip, the right hip right over the heel. And bring the left hand down, look forward. So bring the left foot up higher. Bring the right hand to the ankle, the index finger just on the outside of the heel. Bend your knee if you need to. Bring your belly on your thigh. Bring your nose towards the shin. Gaze a little bit past your toes. Slide your left hand in, maybe right on the foot eventually. Hold your breath as you're doing that. And then break the pose. Bring the left foot down and come all the way back up. Good. Let's do one more. Move to the we don't have to move to the back of my actually. Step the left foot forward, raise your right knee up. And take hold of the foot. You can stay here if this is where you're at. Straight up, thighs together. If you can, however, you can lean forward, bend your left knee a little bit, push the foot away from the seat, and then re-straighten the left leg. Dancer. If you can take your left hand around to the foot. Pull the foot in towards the seat first, and push the foot out. Try to get the foot above the height of the head. Bring your chest up a little bit. Good. Now from here, bring the foot forward, and then move your left hand to the outside of the knee, right hand to the seat. And you can stay here if you like. Turn to the right, so you can get the right arm back, or if you can slip your hand down. Slide your hand down with shin towards the foot, and then take your right foot forward. Standing twist. From here, pull the foot in again. From here, oops. Bring the knee in towards the body. push your chest towards the thigh, lean back. You can stay here, or you can bring your leg out, hands to the heart. Eventually move your arms up to the side. And break the pose. Good. Whatever happened is perfect. Just dance with whatever happens without any judgment, without any concern. Just do your best as always. Try it on the other side now. The left knee comes up, take hold of the ankle, and then pull it back behind. Again, you can start here and stay here if you like. Or you can move forward, bend your right knee a little bit, sink your weight into your right foot, and push the foot away from your body, and then we straighten the right leg to give you steadiness. If you want to take the foot, you pull the foot back towards you. First, take hold of the foot, right hand to the foot, and then pull the foot up. Be magnificent and poised like a dancer. Embody all the qualities of what you're representing. Break the pose, bring the knee forward again in front. The right hand to the knee, left hand to the seat. You can stay here if you like. You can extend the left arm. You can maybe reach around or down to the foot and push through the base of the toes. Try to get your legs straight. Now look forward again, pull the knee in. And from here, draw your knee up into your chest. If you can, lean back a little bit. You can stay here. If you have balance, you can take your leg out, hands to the heart. Push your chest up towards your thumbs. Look beyond your toes. You might be able to get your arms out. And break the pose. Come back. And now come to the middle of the mat, facing along the edge of the mat. You're going to go to the left first. Elbows with the height of the shoulders and fingertips together. Jump your feet apart. Go to your left. Lean into the front leg a little bit. Try to drop your hip so that your knee comes over the toes. Dharma gets really low in this pose. When the hand comes down, the fingers graze the ground. If you can't get there, just keep practicing. Just do your best. I'm going to bring the right arm up to meet the left. Virabhadrasana is the expression of devotion, the utmost service, the utmost devotion. Loyalty of the warrior to the people that they protect. Now from here, lower the knee down, flatten up the toes. Kapiyasana again. Rock the shoulders back and forth. Pull the arms back behind the ears if you can. Now bring the right hand to the elbow. Push the left elbow up higher and send the hand down the center of the back between the shoulder blades. And if you like, you can bring the right hand up to meet it behind the back. Push into the back of the heart. Again, to get the shoulders open a little bit. Then from here, release the hands. Use the right hand again to keep the elbow in place as you extend the arm. And bring the right hand to meet the left. Maybe that gains a little bit more, maybe that allow the shoulders to open up a little bit more. Imagine trying to get your index fingers right over the toes. Now from here, break the pose, come back, push into the front knee, send the seats back. And then lift the heel up off, not the heel, the toes up off the ground. Ardha Hanumanasana. Try to rest your belly on your thigh, your hip is over the back knee. Your cheek can rest on the inside of the left shin. Imagine trying to get your chest beyond the knee. Now from here, bring the knee forward again over the foot heel and move the foot to the outside of the mat. Back knee comes up and just push back and forth a few times. Try to get your seat to come down lower. And push back to the right heel one more time. If your hips are low enough, fall to your right so you can get your right hip and your right forearm down. And then roll back to your left. If you're close to the ground, you can bring your left arm to the outside of the foot. If your hips are very high off the ground, you can stay on your hands, but keep on trying to sink your hips forward like you're doing a cobra. When the hips are anchored down, the rest of the body will follow more easily. And so you can get your chest eventually to come closer and closer to the ground. Telescope your chest forward. Maybe the motion like you're about to move into cobra leaves the heart, and then maybe the body will flatten a little bit, the back won't round as much. If you're very flexible, bring your chest down, and if you can bring your left arm over your foot and through underneath the knee. Your right arm goes over the back. Join your hands together. Lizard pose. Merge as a form. Be like a lizard who's just sunning itself on a warm earth. Not a care in the world. Now come back onto the hands. And then bring your left foot in. Hands on the hips. Your head, shoulders, hips, and knee in the same line. So you can lift your left foot up off the ground. If it comes up easily, it's roughly in the right place. Parivrita Pashakanasana, right arm up. Go to the outside of the left leg. Try to get your armpit to sit on the outside of the knee. Left hand pushes into your right. They start the shoulders, but don't stay there. You push your left hand to the right so the belly comes higher in the thighs, so that the chest moves towards your thumbs. And roll the left shoulder all the way back. You have to keep on pushing with the arm that's against the outside of the knee. Turn the face and chest up. If you want to take a bind, push the seat back. Use the left hand to guide the arm underneath. You push the seat back to give yourself more space for that arm to wiggle underneath. Left arm goes over your back. Join your hands underneath the belly if you can. And then lift the back knee up. Hold the breath as you do this. All the transitions nice and controlled. If you lose it, again, be unconcerned, unjudging. Just dance with it. Good. Now from here, break the pose. Bring the hands back down and push the right hip back and move again. The body between the legs. So do this way. Arms out to the side and come all the way up. Go to the other side. Bend into the right knee. Sink down to the seat again. Try to get your seat nice and low. Enter into the consciousness of a warrior, the mighty warrior, always ready to do their service, to protect. Left arm comes up to meet the right. Take the head back. Ultimate expression of abject surrender to devotion, to divine service. Lower the back knee down, flatten out the toes, your seat all the way forward. And wiggle your shoulders back and forth a few times a bit. Try to get your seat all the way towards the front heel. Curve the back. And take your left hand up to the right elbow, push the elbow up high, and further back behind the head. Anchor the arm in place. The right hand comes down the center of the back. If you can, your left hand can come up to meet it. Push into the back of the heart, lean away from the leg and front. Send the heart up by pushing to the back of the heart with your hands. And bring your left elbow back to the elbow to keep it in place while you extend the arm. And then bring the left hand to meet it. Arms close to the head. Try not to bend the arms. Let's see if that gained a little bit more openness still. Now break the pose. Bring your hands back onto the front knee. Push into the front knee and release your back a little bit. Push your knee, your hip over the back knee. Lift the toes up on our front foot. Rest your belly on your thigh. Keep trying to scoot your chest forward again, like you're trying to get your chest beyond the knee. All the attention to the base of the spine. Take your attention to where you find want to find more release, that's where the prana will go. Now from here, bring the knee forward over the heel, walk the foot out towards the right edge of the mat, and then bend the toes under, traverse back and forth a few times. Try to get your hips to sink. Push back to the left heel one more time to get the leg back. Make sure the right heel is on the ground. Make sure your knee's not over your toes. You want to have your shin more or less vertical, and then fall to your left. See if you can get your left forearm down, then roll back to the right. Both sides of the seat down evenly. Again, get the intention, get the feeling that you're about to go into cobra from your Ashtanga Namaskara. Lead with the heart, and maybe with the hips anchored down, the rest of the body will follow the belly, the pelvis, the belly, and then eventually the chest and the chin. Again, if you want to take a bind, the right arm goes over the foot, and from the outside goes underneath the knee. You can join your hands over your back. As if you're flat on the ground. Break the pose. Come back onto the hands. Slide your right foot in. Come upright. Line up from the head to the knee, straight line. Hands on the hips. See if you can lift the right foot up. Should come up with not too much resistance or no resistance. Keep it there now. Left arm up, go to the right. Right hand push into your left. Again, you don't stay here, trapped behind the leg. You have to push the right hand to your left so the belly comes higher than the thigh, and then you have more room to spin. You try to get the chest and the face to turn, look all the way up. The right hip moves back, the top of the head telescopes forward. If you want to take a bind, push your hips back. Use the right hand to guide the arm underneath. You want to have your armpit on the knee for this reason. Your elbows in the space underneath the knee, and you have more room to send your arm underneath the leg. You can also lift your back knee up off the ground first. Sometimes that extra space will help you get into the bind more easily, but the trick is to try to find a balance. Just explore the different tricks that work for you. Pull in the hands to get your face to come right up, your chest to come up. And from here, move your hands back to the inside of the mat. Turn towards long edge of the mat again. Prasarita Padottanasana. Take hold of the other side edge of the leg, head forward, and then come forward, come down between your legs, your head between your feet. You can step on your fingers if you like with the edges of your feet. Try to get if you're more flexible, try to get your head through a little bit further in. The back head eventually align with your heels, and the chest behind the legs. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Now from here, if you like, you can do an inversion of your choice, or you can stay here. You can do right into headstand from here. You place your hands behind your heels. You start to make your way up. Okay, or you can bring your feet behind your wrists if you can't get your feet up from there. Bend the toes under and lift your feet up off the ground and go all the way up. If you want, you can try forearm balance as well. Bring your forearms down on the ground, elbows underneath the shoulders, and see if you can straddle up. If you're up, come down. Engage your core as you come closer to the ground, so the feet can land in roughly the same place without making a noise. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. From here, turn your heels in, toes still pointing out. Hands to your seat, push into your seat, bend your knees like you're riding a horse. Send your knees over your toes. Easy Chakrasana. So here, if you want, you can keep your hands on the seat, push into the seat, pull down, or slide your hands down one at a time, just underneath the knees. Heels your palms just underneath the knees. Roll push the thumbs further through in between. As you're rolling the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards at the same time. If you want, you can bring your hands all the way down to your feet even. Step on heels. Step on your fingers with your heels if you're very flexible. Make your way back up slowly. Walk your hands back up the legs. One hand higher than the other. Push into your seat as you're coming up. Tuck your chin in and come all the way back up. And here's arms out to the side. Jump your feet together, standing tall into Tadasana. Mountain consciousness. From the base of the spine, inhale up to the crown, which is like the summit of the mountain. Hold the breath there. Again, send your stable, unbreaking, unmovable devotion out to all beings, so they too can leverage from that and be steady themselves. Exhale back down to the base of the spine, the base of the mountain. Remain unshakable, unmovable in your devotion to serve all beings. Now come to the back end of the mat. Turn towards the short end of the mat. If you want, you can fall into plank. Make sure, of course, you don't have any wrist issues. If you need to modify, just come onto your hands and knees and make your way into plank. Okay, so if you want, you can bring your hands in front, hold the breath. Integrate your hands close to the front of the mat and come down. From here, Vasisthasana. Left hand moves towards the right. Your ankles can stay crossed as you make your way into side plank. Make sure you're not dropping down into the shoulder or sagging through the hips. Better to just bring your knee down in that case, so you can keep your hips high. You don't compromise your shoulders. If you want, you can stack your feet one top of the other. Do according to your strength and your abilities. Go on the other hand. The right hand comes more in front of the nose. Turn to your left. Arms in a straight line from hand to hand, head to foot. Also a straight line. You can stack your feet, or lower down on the right knee if you need to modify, or even your forearm if it's your wrist that's not able to hold the position. And from here, come back down into plank. Lower your knees down. And from here, sit either on the heels and come back. Hands behind the back and just make your way down, maybe on the forearms. If you have more flexibility, doesn't bother your knees, you can separate your heels. You can bring your seat down between your heels. And if you can, come onto your elbows and then lower your back right down onto the ground. Take hold of your opposite elbows over the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, just feel the whole back body sinking into the ground, sagging from its own weight. Push the knees way forward, try to stretch. If you're having elbows, holding the elbows, try to pull the elbows way away from your knees. Thighs trying to move towards one another. Now make your way back up. Press into your elbows, tuck your chin in, make your way back up. From here, Vasisthasana, another round. So if you have no other variations, you can go ahead, come into plank. I like to push the seat up first and down facing dog so the hips are already high. Move your left hand to the right, go into your side plank, and then slide, keep sliding, turning on your left foot, slide the right toes back alongside the knee. You have to push the foot in a little bit, and don't turn the foot so much. The toes, so turn the foot so that the toes are in line with the leg. Inside edge of the foot remains down. And then it makes it easier to take the knee up and hold the knee. Eventually maybe the foot. Keep pushing into your left foot. Keep your hip high. Imagine trying to get your hip over the foot almost. And then bring the foot down. Even if you just practice here, just trying to get your foot up off the ground. All good. Okay, so the trick is get your hip up. Now turn back to the plank, downward facing dog, and go on the other foot now. The right hand moves more to the left, spin towards the left. As you're spinning, turn on the foot, pivot on the foot, inside edge foot is down,
And try not to sink your seat. If you bend your knee, you won't be able to get it much height, and then you won't be able to have the strength to come up. So keep your hip way high. The toes on the same line as the leg, inside edge of the foot grounded. Push into your right hand. Make sure you don't drop into the shoulder. And see if you can take your foot up off the ground. If you can, you can hold the knee if you like. Eventually the foot, keep pushing through the base of the toes of the right foot and the inside edge of the foot. Push through the hand as well. Everything between your hand and your foot, nice and high. Break the pose. Come back down. Move back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, soften. Now from here, if you want, you come right into Niralambasana from here, those who know it. So if you have your down facing dog, move your hands a little bit further away from one another, be on the edge of the mat, stay on the fingertips. And then so you can lift one leg up, bend your knee so the foot comes back behind you and hangs towards the ground. Move the right foot in, push into your fingertips, and keep pushing through the left foot. Eventually, you come into balance. Of course, if this is too much, you can bring your arms in front of your head. You can come into headstand any which way you like. So you can take hold of your opposite elbows underneath your shoulders and then bring your hands forward. This is a way that will help you to distribute the weight so it's not all on the head. Better for beginners for this one. So bring your forehead down, and then as you bring your seat up, your come more on the top of the head. Push into your elbows, send your left foot, one foot back. Again, a foot hanging towards the seat. Try to keep your body as compact as possible. And so you can pull your toes away from the ground on the others, on like the foot that's in front. You can do this against the wall as well, or against, put your foot on the chair and come up that way. Make sure your elbows are not too far apart. If your elbows are on the same line as your head, it's going to be hard to balance. Like a table trying to stand on 3 legs are in the same line. Flex your feet, keep your legs active. And from here, if you want, you can do other variations for advanced practitioners. You can go to lotus if you like, to make the mind one-pointed, for instance. Try to hold the poses longer in order to give us a chance to merge as a form, to find the stillness. When the body's still, the mind has more of an opportunity to go there. Feel free to do this on a wall if you like. Here, break the pose. So those of you who want can come into crow pose from here. Bring your hands, if they weren't already, in tripod, and then land your knees on your upper arms. If you have a lotus, you can try to do it with your lotus. So pull your lotus towards your body, land your shins just on the backs of the arms, close to the elbows, shoulders, sorry. Push into your hands, hold your breath, and lift your head up off the ground. Okay, if you're doing a crow one, you bring your shins on the arms again, flex your feet, tuck your tail under, push into your hands, and lift your head. And come back down, ready, child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. And from here, slide your arms forward. Brush your nose to the ground as you come forward into cobra again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Getting ready to jump your feet to where your hands are, landing in the squats. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jump to the front of the mat. Arms in front, elbows, wrists and shoulders at the same height. Lift your heels all the way up. Really flex your feet. Shoulders stay over the hips. Stay there for a moment, maybe a few moments. Maybe the legs start to shake, be undisturbed.
unbothered. Good, now lower your seat down, right on the heels, tuck your chin in, right into big plow.
Roll back, legs come behind the head, hands come to your back, and you can stay there if you like. Move your arms a little bit closer together behind the back. So bring your hands down, join your hands together, try to get your elbows close to one another, and then bring your hands back onto your back. Push your seat up higher over your shoulders. And those of you who want, comfortable here, bring one leg up at a time with shoulder stand. If it's better for your condition to stay in plow, or maybe not all the way up, legs don't have to go all the way straight up if you're, especially if your elbows aren't behind your back. Your legs might be a slant. Just again goes where you find steadiness. And then leave the body alone. If you have lotus, do it now. Push your knees up with your hands. If you have lotus, to try to get your knees higher than the hips. Go within. Beyond the body, the mind, and emotions. Now, if you have a lotus, you can go into Pindasana. Your legs come against the body. You take hold of join your hands together just underneath the seat. Knees on either side of the head. If you don't have a lotus, plow pose. Bring your feet down behind your head. If you like, you can bring your thighs against your body, knees on either side of the head. If you want to go deep, you take your arms behind your knees, over your knees. Bring your hands in between your thighs. Cup your hands around the ears. You can lift your head a little bit so you can bring your fingers interlace them behind the head and keep pushing your thighs against your chest, your knees, your arms, your shoulders all together. It's like stork pose. Another orientation. Again, we're going to come out of the pose. Bring hands behind the back and then lower your way down. The palms on the ground behind the seat, index fingers touching, thumb tips touching. Move with control, your legs stay close to the body as you come down, and once the seat lands on the wrist, keep pulling your legs down until they're halfway down. Once you're there, stop. Bring your chest up off the ground, your back up off the ground. Move the elbows behind the heart a little bit more. Push your chest up, bring the top of the head down. Now if this is too much, keep your legs up, bring your legs all the way down for fish pose. If you're more advanced, you can bring your hands out from underneath, bring your hands in front of your body, your arms about the same angle as your legs, your hands together, and breathe very fast in the nose. Okay, we're for Urvadanyasana or bridge. Bring your feet right in front of the seat, about the hip, edge of the feet in line with your hips. Bring your fingertips on either side of the hip. If you're doing Urdhva lift your back up off the ground, pushing your fingertips and your head back a little bit more behind the hands. Then turn your hands around so the fingers are pointing towards the heels, but you open up the hands a little bit, just so they turn a little bit outwards. This gives you strength to pull the elbows in towards another, and then when you lift up your head, you'll have a strong base. If your elbows are buckling out to the side, you won't be able to sustain a pose for too long. If it's too much, just stay in bridge, the back head and the backs of the shoulders on the mat, and just lift your seat. You can also stay with your head on the ground, but every once in a while, push into your hands, hold your breath, so you can get your head up. Advanced practitioners, do whatever you want. Stay in pose a little bit longer if you can. You can experiment with taking your left hand up. And then bring it down, the right hand up off the ground, onto the leg. You can raise one leg at a time as well. Eventually you might be able to get the same leg and same hand up. So press into your hand and bring if your left leg is up, bring your left hand just to the top of the leg where the joints onto your hips. And see if you can repeat on the other side. If you need to rest, come down, but don't rest too long. No more than 3 breaths. And come back up so you don't lose your enthusiasm. So again, you can take the right leg up and see if you can get the right hand on the thigh. Takes concentration. Break the pose. Come down slowly. Onto your back. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Relax everything. Imagine you fainted. Good. Now from here, arms up over the head and sit up. Let's do Tadasana. Bring your feet forward. You want to have a long base, so the feet are not close to your seat. The root of the body, they're pushed out at least about 20 inches or so. The soles of your feet together, come forward and cup your hands around the fingers, index fingers pressed together, thumbs on top of the big toes. Push the elbows out, and from above it looks like a 6-pointed star. The fingertips and the seat, the tailbone are the top and bottom points, the elbows and knees are these side points. If you have the flexibility, see if you can get your face onto your feet. Or you can bring a block in between your feet and rest your forehead on your block. And if it doesn't make it down there to either, be unconcerned. Keep your attention at the base of the spine. Imagine the spine growing ever longer. We all experience everything at one point. So even if it doesn't happen this lifetime, next lifetime is your chance to continue where you left off here. Get as far as you can, however, keep on trying, keep on moving. Now release. Bring your feet up, and your knees up, and then slide your arms underneath. Take hold of the edges of the feet, move your feet out to the edges of the mat, and push your elbows out to the side. Kurmasana, forehead down. Try to push your head forward so that maybe the forehead comes down in line with your heels. If you're very flexible, your shoulders are already lower than the knees. You can bring your arms back, hands facing back, right beside the body, and then come down, bring your legs onto your upper arms, close to the shoulders as possible so you don't have the discomfort of them on the elbows. If your elbows are free, bind your hands over your back. Break the pose, come back up, hands behind your back, feet 10 inches apart, toes slightly pointed out, hands slightly, fingers pointing out slightly as well. Throw your hips up. Chest goes up higher than the shoulders, head goes back, breathe very fast. Down, bring your right hand behind the back, left arm up, push the right arm against the left arm against the right thigh. Inhale, lift to the chest, push the lower back up and in, prop yourself up with the right arm, turn to the right. It's not just the eyes that turn, feel the whole torso rotating from the base of the spine all the way up to the ground. Imagine trying to push the knee beyond the left edge of the body. Go back. Go the other way, right arm up. To the
outside the left leg. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Make sure you don't lose your neck between your shoulders and your ears. And then release. Couple minutes. Lie on the back for Shavasana. Make your way down gently. Once you're down, let go of all effort, let go of all tension. Learn to relax instantly. Imagine a best is taking place now. Imagine like the waves coming onto the beach. All these waves bringing in everything you need. Attract it with your attention. All the qualities that you're trying to cultivate. Everything you need to feel more fulfilled, more in connection with God and with others. To feel grounded, to feel steady, confident, supported. And bring it all, direct it all to the spiritual heart once it comes in. Make it an offering to God who resides within the spiritual heart. And as God is present in all forms equally, all you brought in, all you bring in goes out to all beings as well. On the exhales, just like the wave, the tide that goes out and leaves the sand clean underneath. Imagine those waves retracting and taking out everything that doesn't serve you in any way, all forms of negativity that prevent you from realizing your highest potential. That cause you to sometimes forget about your true nature, which is divine, pure, stainless, eternal. Now say to yourself 3 times the following sentence to ingrain in your heart and mind and to remember it in your day-to-day life, in all your interactions. I see God in all beings. Now we want to get ready to carry that into the world, continue carry on our mission of radiating love and light and peace to all beings, to share the knowledge that was imparted to us about our true nature. So now prepare to sit. All it boils down is to follow the ethical rules. Be compassionate and loving towards others. Try not to take away their comfort and to not land them in a place of pain or suffering. We're going to close the practice now with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within, send it to all beings everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.